Hey y'all. Hola, 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 hola. Ooh. Hey. Yes, my face oily. Still got makeup on from last night. My eyebrows is half done. It's okay. Hey y'all. Hey. What y'all doing? Hola, hola. I think this is up too high. I don't know. Hey. Girl, you know this my old shirt. Block his number and let little ugly have him. It's messing up now. And that's exactly what I did. Hey, Mari. Me too, India. Me too. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. I found out some of the most amazing things about my grandmother today. Today was her funeral, so I watched the live stream. Do y'all know that I found out that my grandmother used to be a seamstress for Christian Dior when he wasn't even a big name yet in New York? That is for, I knew she was a fashionista, honey. My grandmother was one of the designers for Christian Dior when he didn't even have a name in New York. And she left that to be a pastor. Tell me that's not mind blowing. I did not know that. But my grandma stayed clean, baby. And she went to the Art Institute in Kansas City, which at that time in the 50s when she went, it was a very prestigious school. It was hard to get in there. I did not know none of this until today. Yeah. I said, I wait till I tell the peoples. I did not know. I learned so much about her today. I didn't know she had boyfriends. Not the kind of boyfriends y'all have now, but holy sanctified boy. Like they only saw each other at the council. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even know that she worked in the New York Fashion Week scene and all of. I had no idea. Girl, proud moment. What you mean? I cried a lot today. That was pretty cool though to learn that. I mean, it was so many things that they said about her, and she passed the craft and skills. Come on, listen here. I did not know that was pretty cool to know. You know what I mean? There was a lot of other things like, let me tell y'all. So if y'all don't think that my grandma, that's what, yeah, all my kids are fashion folks. Thank you. So look at this, another thing too. When I tell y'all she got me ready for what I do, there was something that I didn't know either. Do y'all know? Remember I told y'all my grandmother was a female pastor when they didn't believe in female pastors. She wasn't just a minister. She had a whole church and she wasn't nothing but 14. So people used to try, they said, honey, dynamite. I said, I know she was. You hear me? Do y'all know that when she first started like pastoring, that she had went to teach somewhere? This is in the early 70s, y'all. Do y'all know that all the males in the church got up and turned their chairs to the back the whole time while she was preaching and would not reverence her as a pastor? Could you imagine being in church, getting up to deliver the word that God gave you, and every male in the church get up and turn, even the people in the pulpit? And she preached the house down, baby. She talked to their backs. You ain't got to look at me. You ain't got to look at me, but you're going to hear what I got to say on today. Tell me that's not mind-blowing, y'all. She did not care, and neither do I, Grandma. I got you. I done picked up the baton, baby. Don't even worry about it, because I'm going to bust their head to the white meat, too. You hear me? So when people come in here talking about, oh, you're a woman, you don't know who I come from. I told y'all my grandmother was a trailblazer, baby. She paid her church off in 7 years when other pastors had to have a building fund for 30 and 40 to pay. My grandma was a businesswoman. Didn't know she was, well, I knew for the church. My grandmother had her own clothing line. Do you understand me? When phone numbers still had letters in front of them. They wouldn't hire a black woman, so she made her own business. And she was dressing all the first ladies in the organization. All the bishops' wives. She was making they suits, baby. What you mean? When I tell y'all, I know the big bishops because my grandmother, I been it, listen. People like, who are you? You have no idea, and I don't have to tell you, but just know that I've ate breakfast with people that organizations honor, and they have their pictures up, and them people is long gone again. And my grandma was cooking breakfast for them when they came to town because they came to her house. She used to host the whole Northwestern, like, thing at her. Look, come on now. I come from a long line of, listen, could you imagine? So her adversity, her perseverance, me watching people kind of treat her crazy because she was a woman pastor and then she preached the house down and all of them souls coming to Christ when the men couldn't do it. And she wasn't nothing but this big. They said today, everybody thought that she was a big black woman. By the way, like when people talked about her and how powerful she was. And somebody told a story that when they finally met her, they was like, the man actually said to her, the person, I thought she was going to be a big, tall black woman. The way you talked about her, and she was a little bitty, short, light-skinned lady like this. But her spirit was so big. You hear me? That, and I got to do a little video tribute, and I said, well, I'm going to just paraphrase a little bit. I said, I'm grateful for my grandmother. I said, because of what she invested in me, her legacy has been taken to the masses. Millions of people around the world are now seeking God because of something that she put into me 40 years, over 43 years, 42 years ago. Then to know that she was the type of businesswoman that she is, now I understand why she was showing me the stuff, stamping the envelopes and learning how to do the inventory and count the money and all of these different things. I didn't even realize that maybe God told her when I was little that I would be doing this. And people have to trust you with their money. And you have to be a good business person and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. My grandmother instilled that in me, entrepreneurship. And it's crazy because I didn't know that she was an entrepreneur prior to having a church. But I started companies prior to starting WOIU and getting over here. And it was mind-blowing for me. It was all the stuff she was teaching me. Take the money to the bank. Make sure the bills is paid. Make sure you're not in no debt. Your establishment is not in no debt. She didn't have no debt. And she was dead at blueprints. Come on, Mari. I said, man, look here. I don't have no reason to feel sad. And when people come in here, you don't even know I come from a very, very, very strong woman that stood up against people, organizations that didn't want her to preach because she was a woman. And she knew God called her. And do y'all know, I wouldn't be surprised if my grandmother in her tenure put out over 100 pastors. Over probably 100 pastors, over 100 churches have been started because of my grandmother. And they didn't stay where she was at. They traveled all around the United States and started South Carolina, I'm like, what? Some of y'all pastors and bishops could have been trained by my grandmother. Because she was doing this in the 50s, babe. 60s, early 70s, busting heads. And people would come and learn under her and leave. Kind of like what's going on right now. I said, Grandma, your legacy done spanned the seas now, all 7 of them. Don't trip. I got you, Grandma. You went the whole United States and God took your grandbaby around the world. Mind-blowing to me. So I hope she watching me. I don't really know what's all going on. But, Grandma, you see me. You see me. That made me happy. It did. And it made me want to go even harder at what I'm doing right now, because they talked about how she fed the homeless, how she clothed the homeless, how she made sure like people really understood. She was a teacher. They kept calling her. She wasn't a doctor, but they called her a doctor in her own right. You mean like her granddaughter, the dean? I ain't got no papers, but God gave them to me the same way he gave them to my grandmother. And she taught thousands of people. It's mind-blowing to me. I'm trying to tell you. My grandma did her thug thizzle. And grandma got you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to keep hitting them with this good old Bible stuff. You hear me? I'm going to keep, and not only that, she taught women how to be women. She taught men how to be husbands. My auntie just told me a story about some things that was going on with one of my uncles, and my grandmother said, she's a woman of the church. You can't be doing that to her. She taught people. She counseled people. She helped them understand. People told all kind of stories about how they was on drugs and this and that. And one lady said, honey, I came from the club straight here, and she put me to work. She didn't say, oh, you can't do this. She said she did exactly what I feel like is powerful. She found out what your gift was and had you use that for the service of God. At a time when women preachers wasn't even a thing. And then not only was she a preacher, they kept elevating her in the organization, so people had to respect her because she was doing things in her church and in her communities that people that had been pastors for a long time wasn't even doing. You mean like your baby? You mean like how your baby that came through here and bust the world head open to the white meat grandma? And will and continue as long as I got breath in my body. They said she left church. Her last thing she did was to go to Bible study. And she went home and she went with the Lord, y'all. That's mind-blowing. She was dedicated for 89 years. She got her call to the ministry at 16. And nobody believed her, but she didn't care. It made me happy. She was a pastor for at the church for over 39 or 49 years. All the while having a set of twins and then 2 babies running behind them and a whole husband. And did that thing. Pretty much all of her grandchildren are entrepreneurs or ministers. It's amazing to see her legacy spread. And we ain't all in the same place. So it ain't no telling how many people have heard. When God called her at 16, she wasn't scared, and she didn't care that everybody didn't think she should do it. She listened to God. She laid hands on people and they got healed. Just like the miracles that be happening right here, this is what I grew up seeing. So when miracles happen here and people are being healed, and I don't even got to lay hands on y'all, but God is moving in y'all lives, it helps me understand what she said about faith. If you have faith, it's going to happen. If you believe that God can do it, he will. And that is a message y'all know. I tell y'all just about every day, God can do whatever he want to do, but do you believe it? It don't matter what everybody else is telling you. Y'all remember when I got up here and people kept telling me that God didn't call me to do this when we first started? I ran into all the opposition. Hers was worse because it was in the 50s. But I still ran into all the same opposition with men. And I told y'all this right here. She had one of these. And people was intimidated by my grandma too. And she was little. But she'll bust your head to the white meat with that word, baby. She wasn't running from nothing. She wasn't going to argue with you either. She was going to lay it down, and that was it, the same way I do. Do you understand? How you live affects your lineage. I'm going to say that again. How you live now affects your lineage. That ain't saying we was all in church, because, honey, we was the worst of the worst, baby. Me and my cousins and my daddy and them, we acted just like church kids. If you know anything about that, we was into every single thing that the church kids be in. We was them kids. But her prayers, y'all, She didn't shun us and tell us whatever. Well, she did tell me I couldn't come back to the church because I said what I said. But anyway, it's okay because I forgive you, Grandma. I understand what you was doing there. But that helped me start my ministry early too. You hear me? She did put me out to church. She did. At 10. I did get put. I might have been the first one of her family members to get put out. But she let me back. You hear me? I got back in. So with that, I'm grateful, y'all. Yes, it was the process for me. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. But to be able to say at her homegoing that millions, not hundreds of thousands, not a few tens of thousands, Grandma, millions and millions and millions of people have heard the word of God because of what you put in me to study, to seek God, and to understand what he is having you to do. And guess what? Seeking you shall find. Come on, Mari. They called my grandmother. Listen, they said she was a teacher in her own right because she didn't just teach you about the Bible. She taught you how to live and how to understand what God was saying to you. And to know that I get to do that every day. You said you felt it in your soul. I'm trying not to cry. I cannot think of a better way to honor my grandma than to get on this here app every day and help people pay their bills and give out books, give the word of God, and help people understand how to live for Christ, because that's what I was taught. Do I do it in the way that she did it? Absolutely not, because my grandma probably would have killed over a long time ago if she heard me cussing on this here internet. But I told her, Grandma, I'm in the wild. So I gotta act, I gotta teach the wildlings in a language they understand. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. She did her thug thizzle, y'all, in and out of the church. I said, I remember she used to make us knock doors. We used to have to, I was like 5. Do you want to know Jesus? Giving out tracts. I'm tired, I'm hot. You hear me? But my grandmother, she was not, honey, run up there and put this tract on the door. Put it in the screen door and close the screen door. She was going to work everybody. Anybody that she had access to, you was going to go help somebody. And she but she used the people in her church to bless others, to minister to others. That's why I be wanting y'all to get together. If you tell your story here, you helping somebody else get free. If you're not scared to tell who you used to be, the moment that you're not scared to tell what you've been through, your ministry started. I am very proud to be her granddaughter. And the eldest grandchild at that. It made me happy. These are not tears of sadness. It's because I didn't even know what she got me emotionally thinking about my grandma. Listen, because you don't realize what they gave you until they're not here, or you're not around them, or you hear their legacy. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that you sowed those seeds into me. I didn't even realize that that's what you was doing. You hear me? So to hear all of these bishops and bishop this and suffering bishop this and diocesan this and that to speak about how my grandmother let them, it was a man. Okay, I got to tell y'all this story and then I'm going to be quiet. No, I'm not. Moving on. Remember the choir director I told y'all about? Remember I told y'all, and he's the reason why, like, music Remember I was saying, he led her service, which was crazy. I thought he had passed on. He's alive and well and very well. Now, let me tell y'all about this story this man told. Y'all want to hear his testimony? Because it's mind-blowing to me. He said he moved from Nashville, Tennessee, because he got a job to where my grandmother lives, right? The state that my grandmother lives in. Well, when he moved up there, he didn't have no money. The day he got there and he saw this little bitty church, and he went in there and he talked to my grandmother or whatever. And y'all got to know my granddaddy, honey. My granddaddy was, he was straight to the point. He wasn't going 10 toes. He just didn't play with you. He was a deacon, but he didn't play. So he was a very stern man, right? So my grandmother went to my grandfather after not knowing this man and said, can he stay in our basement? This man said that he stayed with my grandmother for 3 months. First of all, this is the 50s, 60s or 70s or whatever, 60s. You ain't letting no random man come live in your house in your basement that then came from another state. You just not doing that. But my grandmother did that, right? And so before he started his testimony, he said, have any of y'all ever seen $1 million? And I'm pretty sure folks shook their head no. He said, this woman right here, when I got the job for the aircraft company, I hadn't started working yet. He said he had an invitation to apply or something like that. Long story short, he ended up getting a job. He stayed with my grandmother for 3 months. And I guess like the second month he was there, she said, you need to start paying your tithes, your offering, and your building fund. And God is going to bless you. Right? Do y'all know that man is a millionaire today? And he said, I know for a fact that it is because she told me to sow, and I have been blessed ever since. This man is a millionaire. And when he met my grandmother, he had nothing. A millionaire. There was a lot of entrepreneurs in the house, and they all live well. All of them off of what my grandma. So when I be trying to tell people like, oh, it ain't about the money, it ain't about the money. You can sow other things, but you do get to ask for financial blessings as well. And she is the one. We used to have to pay tithes. Like, she would give us $5. You have to pay 50 cents. And I did that with my kids. My son, he was 2 years old when he started paying tithes, and he's blessed greatly. Right now, if mommy give you $2, you got to take 20 cents and put it in an offering plate. But mommy, no. So when I tell y'all to tithe, this ain't new. I did it with my kids. And I've done it with and I don't know any people that I've told to do this that their lives didn't change and their financial situations didn't change. You don't got to give it to me. Help somebody with it. And but see, my grandmother, hold on one second. Hey, Kia. Hi. Okay, I'm going to text it to you right now. Okay. I'm doing good, girl. I'm in class teaching right now. I was just talking to them about my grandmother and all of the lovely people that was there. I got to see the old choir director, and my heart started beating. I thought they was going to sing Emmanuel, but they didn't. I was sad about that. Today? Yeah. Yep. You can go. I'll text you everything if you want to see the link and everything, but I'll text you my mom's number too. Okay, bye. I wanted them to sing a specific song, but I wasn't a part of I didn't get involved in the. You said definitely can vouch. I stopped worrying about my finances when I started to give. Come on. I paid where I'm taught and led. The Father will put it, and when the Father, yeah, 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 it's a real thing. Hold on one second, y'all. Excuse me. You want to know something crazy? That young lady we met when we were 18 years old. 18 months old, right? Her mom went to my grandmother's church. That's how we met and became sisters. And it's so crazy because her oldest daughter is born in my birthday month, and my oldest daughter is born 9 days, 10 days before, 9 days before her. Okay, 10 days before her, and her daughter's birthday is like right around mine. And both of our daughters act like her, but she's Aunt Kia and I'm Aunt. So with that, the crazy thing is this: we both worship the way that we do because of what we learned at my grandmother's church. We've been friends now for over 43, well, basically 42, 43 years. This is also the young lady I told y'all when I was with my ex-husband and we was about to get evicted. And I was like, God, I don't know what we're going to do. And I hadn't talked to her in over 10 years. And she called me and was like, God, I got you on my heart, girl. Are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. She was like, no, what's going on? I told her this girl went and emptied out both of her bank accounts to send me the money so that me and my family could not be outside. Right here. But I met her at my grandma's church because her mama and my mama both got saved around the same time. Do you understand? So my grandmother, listen here. I'm trying to tell y'all. Oh, me. And she's like, oh, my uncle wants your mom's number, I bet, because they all getting together down there. So when I tell you I'm still seeing the magnitude of it all, that part, Queen. You hear me? That my grandma, literally, her teaching people to be concerned about their loved ones has spread across the country. Now the world, through me, as far as that part goes. But my cousins are in ministry. My uncles, everybody. You hear me? Yeah. Oh, the man. So anyway, back to what I was saying. When this man stood up there and said, I'm a millionaire now. He said, I drive a very nice car and I live very well. Very well. As a matter of fact, one of his daughters is a reporter for CNN and has been for years. Public speaking at my grandma's church. Remember I told y'all church is good for kids because it teaches you public speaking, teaches you how to sit still. So when you get ready to go to school, you know how to sit still in the class. You're not nervous. You have to do reading because you got to do your Sunday school lesson, reciting things and memorizing things. Church is good for that, especially for little kids. But we have taken those things around the world and used those tools that she gave us. So it makes me excited. It really do. It makes me very, 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 thank you. It makes me very excited to be a part of her legacy, man. And I know y'all probably tired of me talking about it, but I just want y'all to, it is overflowing, Steph. This is the thing. How you live today do affect your lineage. And I'm watching, but my grandmother didn't only affect her lineage. She affected every single person. She witnessed to the people at the bank, McDonald's. It didn't matter where he was at. She didn't care if he was a drunk, nothing. She was going to tell every single person that she came into contact with. And y'all remember when I first started going viral and she kept calling me and she would call me when I was live and I said, I'll call her back, I'll call her back. I didn't know that for the last 3.5 years, 2 years, my grandmother has been calling every single person in her black book and praying for them every week. I looked at my voicemails today. I got about 5 voicemails from her on my phone right now. When she couldn't get a hold to me, she would just pray on the voicemail, and they said that in her thing. The bishops, I'm talking about everybody from 1950s until now, if they still alive, at least once a week, she was calling it because once COVID happened, she couldn't get out. So she started a prayer ministry. At 87 or 86 years old, and literally from A to Z, every number that she had in her phone, she called them at least once a week and prayed for them. After ministering for all them years from 16 until now. I said, that's how I want to go out, Grandma. That's what I want to do. I want, when people think about me, they think about how I blessed their life in whatever way they had in reference to God or whatever it was. Some information that was going to help them. Do you hear me? So I got a good foundation. Now, she wasn't perfect. None of us is. But her work, it showed for itself, and you can see it today. You hear me? Y'all looking at the product of the seeds my grandma sowed. It's just mind-blowing. So you got to do right so your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids will do right. Because my grandbaby prays the same prayer that my grandma had me praying. And I taught it to my children, and now my grandchildren, her great-great-grandchildren. Even me cooking from scratch. I'm like, oh my God, that's why I do that. Like, I learned why I do a lot of stuff today. But I was her first grandchild, and she was so young that she had time to invest in me. And this is why I be telling y'all, invest in them kids. You never know what it's going to be for them later. Tell them that they can do anything. Teach them about, they're not too young. It is a wonderful soccer moment for me, Keish. Y'all don't even know. And then to know that she worked with Christian Dior, baby, if that didn't put... My grandmother was designing for Christian Dior before Christian Dior was Christian Dior, honey. What do you mean? And the fashionista CERCA is when she get her stuff on. I know where it come from now. Oh, no, I can't wear that. They said, honey, she'll go in there to buy a brooch, and now she got to buy the suit, the hat, and the shoes. But she was a seamstress, too. Can you imagine that her designs, that what's going to be crazy? It's just mind-blowing to me. That she was living in New York doing Fashion Week in the 50s and the 60s or whatever. Like that's mind-blowing. Yeah, that is mind-blowing. I did not know. I knew she was a fashionista, and I didn't know why. But baby, now I know. She went, at that time, like I said, to the most, like the school that she went to for fashion and design was the most prestigious school in America at that time. And it was hard to get in. And when she left there, she decided to go to New York and work as a seamstress. And who was she working? They named somebody else, too, that she worked for. I was like, wait a minute, what? And she gave all of that up to be a pastor. And she said, I'm sowing souls for the kingdom because she was a seamstress. I love it, Grandma. I'm sowing souls for the kingdom, honey. Oh, what he can't say, she was taking it, honey. She's taking it and was. What you mean? She asked God to help her understand how being a seamstress applied to the kingdom. And he gave her that, and she taught it all the time. But God says he's your dresser. He's your divine dresser or whatever it is. So it may, yeah. Now I'm a fisher. Come on now, putting the bait out in ears. Grandma, I got you. And as long as God got breath in his body, I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach. It made me happy. It made me real. Sowing souls for the kingdom. Yeah. Mind-blowing. So she was a phenomenal woman, y'all. And I'm grateful. Thank you to those who came and turned up with me last night. I was real sick this morning when I woke up. And yeah, I can't handle it. Like, I didn't even drink that. I didn't even drink a full. I kept pouring. Every time y'all saw me pour, I was pouring like this much. Honey, I woke up feeling like a whole teenager today. I said, yeah, won't be doing that no more. Y'all had a great time, good, because I couldn't see when I got off of here. My daughter called me this morning. I couldn't even turn on the iPad to answer the question. She said, I said, I don't even know what's going on, but I don't feel good. I'll call you back. I don't know what's going on here, but I can't even see. So, listen here. I was sick as a. Yes. Yes. I was sick. I was sick. But I did have a good time. Thanks for last night. I felt good when I got up. Ain't that something? You trying to rub it in my face, Miss Jules, that I didn't feel well? I didn't start feeling better until after I got on my grandma's service. Then that's when I felt better. I God had a listen. Yes. I missed the turnip. I have a sinus infection. Don't really feel well. I'm sorry, Pumpkin. Did you do the salt water over the? You did the pot of boiling water with the salt water with salt in it and steamed your head? You know that'll run that right on out of there. Did you know? You already did it? Yeah. Put some salt in there and let that water boil the water first, and then put that salt in there and just put your head over the bowl. Be careful, and just inhale that salt water. Get all that out of there. Yeah, gargling with peroxide in. Yep, water too. You sound like my mama. Put some peroxide in it. Oh, and they said oregano. And Sarah probably did sent you some oregano oil. You said no, not yet. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, she sent me some. I figured she had a. I've been using oregano oil. Thank y'all. Oh, okay. She already got some. Uh-oh. Sorry, Sarah. Sarah said, actually, not yet. I haven't. Don't be putting me on the spot, circle. No, I didn't. So, you said I'm slacking. Girl, we living. That's what we doing. Life is happening. Shoot, you can only do so much now. So, with that, I just wanted to come on here. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to go take a bath and relax and just have me a time. I'll probably come back on a little bit later. I don't know what I feel right now. I don't feel sadness, but I feel just like kind of weird. Not bad weird, but just kind of, I don't know what this feeling is right now. So, yeah. I'm proud is what it is. I'm proud of her. I just like, I'm very proud. And y'all, y'all feed into, not feed into, but y'all play a part in, because you know you get a piece off of every soul that you help bring to Christ, right? You get like a, so y'all know y'all a part of her stuff, right? Because she sowed the seed into me so that I could eat off of the seed. She get a piece. It's like a, hate to say it, it's kind of like a pyramid scheme. So this is why when people be trying to keep people from Christ, like, you cheat yourself, because you get a piece. You get a piece of their stuff, and not in the sense of, oh, you got to give me your stuff, but you get a extra helping or something into your life. The more people you bring to Christ. Do you understand? So think about all the pastors she pushed out spiritually. She was a spiritual mother's. She get a piece of every soul that they brought to Christ because she fostered that tree. It's a lot of y'all. It's some of y'all folks that ain't even here no more. It's people that never came in our class, but they started researching the word of God because of what she taught me. She get a piece of that. All these folks that's on TikTok and YouTube talking about the lost books of the Bible now and all the stuff, they wasn't. She gets a piece of every person that gets to hear about that turn their life to Christ. She get a piece of that. That's crazy. This is what the Bible is talking about when it says, what did you do with what God gave you? He put a measure of something down on the inside of each and every last person on this planet. But what did you multiply? Did you multiply hurt and pain and anguish? What did you multiply while you was here? Because you're going to have to give an account, and it's going to be weighed out about what did you multiply? Love? Did you multiply kindness and compassion? Did you multiply serving others? Like, what did you multiply? Or did you just multiply and stack for yourself? Who gets to eat off what God gave you? You the only one benefit. And y'all hear me say this all the time. And now I'm getting to see it full circle with my grandmother. I can see how many souls. Some of those people that my grandma pushed out got mega churches. Or they are bishops over organizations. Diocesan bishops and this and that. And she spiritually birthed these people. My address is on my website. My post office box address is at CERCATROVA22.com if you want to get that. Thank you. I didn't get to see what you said before that, but the PO box is on my website. Is it in my bio, y'all? I don't know. I don't think it's in my bio. Yeah. This is how I told y'all, like Noel Jones and people like that, they know my grandmother. Y'all know Noel Jones from TV. I knew Noel Jones because they even been on the same panel together back in the day. It's on the website, but not in my bio. Right. So that's why when people come on here talking crazy, I just look at them, because you see this right here, because I got this fat stomach hanging out right now, and you think because I got a half top on and these old pajama pants that the Lord is not in me. But honey, I come from a long line of pastors and bishops and ministers that have ministered all around the world. So you just get on out of here now. You get on out of here. And this stomach has helped me pray for a lot of people. You hear me? So I'll bring her with me every time I come teach, and will. I'm going to bring her with me every time. She's going to be right on out here. Bringing her every time I come. And yes, women pastors are ordained by God, whether you believe it or not. And yes. So it makes me very excited. I love her, and I'm happy, and I keep saying that because it's the truth. And I let them know I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for her, as far as like giving me my foundation. I'm happy you did. We had fun, girl. I woke up sick this morning and not feeling so well. Listen. Yeah, they called her a trailblazer and something else. It was another lady that was a woman pastor around the same time, and my grandmother told her, get you somebody that's going to stand with you, baby, and you go forth. If God has called you to pastor, it don't matter what. No, my grandmother put out, like they said, like especially like in the Midwest and stuff, she set the foundation for a lot of female pastors when there weren't. They was not having that. And a lot of women would come to her and she would show them what to do. And not just from where she was at, but from all over the country. They would come and learn with her. Would let people baptize in her pool because they didn't have their church yet, and people didn't want to get all kinds of stuff. It's just mind blowing. She didn't give a damn. Now she wouldn't say that, but I'ma say it. She didn't give a damn. She was gonna do it and is. She said it ain't nothing I can't do. And she did all of it. Every bit of it. And whatever she wanted to do, she did that. But everything that she did benefited the people around her. How much do you benefit the people around you? Will you let people talk you out of what God told you to do? It's supposed to be scary. You're supposed to have opposition because that's how you know it's God. And it don't matter if nobody ever did it before. Maybe you the one that's going to lay the foundation for other people to come behind you. Somebody got to be the person to lay the first brick. Somebody has to be the person that is willing to stand up and say, I don't care what you say. I know what God is telling me. Hopefully it's going to be you. So what, you the first one in your family? So what, you didn't come from? Well, neither did I. Just about all my family went to like seminary school. I ain't been there. That don't mean God didn't give me a school to start. Made me start a school, as a matter of fact. And guess who I'm teaching? Pastors and ministers, and probably some bishops still. Same way my grandmother did. I don't know if anybody a pastor in here gonna come and raise your hand, but do we got any ministers or pastors in here that is willing to say yes, that my grandma's legacy is still happening? Y'all want to give me a heads up, thumbs up, or something? We got some ministers in here that's gonna be honest, that you learned a lot from what they said shouldn't be, which was a female pastor or a female teacher. You hear me? They like, nah, I ain't gonna call me out today. Okay, well, fine, keep your hand down. But we know they in here. Hey, y'all. There's plenty of ministers in here. Uh-oh, there go one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Well, y'all know they be in here. Y'all already know they might not want to be called out today. That's fine. But y'all know. Because I can go down my line and it say pastor and pastor and pastor. So I know they in here. They just be in the background. It's okay. My grandma can see y'all because she in the spirit. So I don't have to. She know y'all here. That's all. That's it. Look, 15 folks left. Like, oh gosh, she's on to me. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. I'm excited too. You see them running on up out of here? They do it every time. Remind me of some other people I know. Come in and get a message and leave. And then they say it is their other time. They get on up out of here. They be like, oop, nope, she know I'm in here now. Let me get out. Can't steal if she knows I'm here. Nah, I'm just playing. Shoot, let me quit messing with these folks. But anyway, so I'm about to go. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to do something. I don't know exactly what that is, but I just want to share with y'all. I'll be too tickled too. Because they got to hide it. I told y'all this has been happening forever. I'm used to it. They can't tell nobody where they got it from. Right. You said I learned more from you than degree theologian. Wow. Theologians. Yeah. Well, y'all know y'all my family. I had to tell y'all how the funeral went, and because I don't go to the funerals. And now that we can live stream them, I'm probably not. I mean, if I can live stream my own from wherever I'm going to be in the spiritual realm, I'll probably do that. I probably won't be showing up at my own funeral either. So, there's that. Seeing as how it's already been here before, you can contact the dead through a crystal ball. So then maybe I'll be able to contact the living through a crystal ball or something. Some type of TiVo or something from the other side. Be able to see y'all show up there. You said me and you both, because, yeah. Y'all better come to my funeral. I done told y'all gonna have to sit on the family side. And come dressed in all your costumes. I don't care what. Now, don't come in there looking like no tramps or nothing. You put your clothes on right. You honor me well now. Don't go in there looking crazy. Don't come up in there looking like no tramps and stuff. You cover up. We ain't need nothing popping out or nothing. Yeah, Mark said, but, you clean up now. This ain't the club. It's a service. So if you ain't gonna wear a costume, you better put on your good clothes. I don't want nothing popping out and hanging out just in case you pass out. We don't need to have no color purple moments where your dress flying all up and or you fall over and your girl just pop. We don't need none of that. You said, yeah, I prefer to keep my last physical memory. I need y'all to come in because the family ain't going to be, my blood family probably ain't going to be on my side. So I need y'all to be on my side. The kids already said, though, my kids already said, oh, yeah, Mom, we invite all the WOIUers. That part. Right. And I'm going to tell y'all, right. Queen said, fine. Yeah, y'all can wear costumes, though. Like, all out, like Thundercats, whatever y'all want to do. But just don't come dressed like a streetwalker. All streetwalkers is getting stopped at the door. Right, don't come in there looking like Neymar. Don't you do it. Don't embarrass me. You said that I'm coming in as a pistachio. No, please do. Please sit up in there in a pistachio suit. Please, see, that's what right, that. They gonna be like, what in the world? Why is this person in a cowboy cap? Why do she got a whip? Yes. Right. Listen here. You got it. She said, I'm coming as a pistachio. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. It's all set. We getting a family car and wheel. You said I'm coming as a book. Please do. Ooh, Indiana Jones. Bet. Queen said she coming as a book. Swords is cool, of course. You gotta wear like you a soldier. You know, have your waist. Put all y'all stuff on. Or I might come as a straight line person. That's gonna be hilarious. Listen here. You gonna come as a journal? You gonna come as Harry Potter? Okay, fine. Now the church people might look at you a little weird, but you just let them know that it's a part of the thing. Listen, but Harry Potter would be right on it. Yep, just coming in your robe. It kind of looks like a pastor's robe. Maybe just hide your wand until you're outside. I'm gonna come as a pilot. Come on then, and we'll. Hilarious. You gonna be a diamond in the rough. Good job. You wearing a nice suit. Good job. This is what I'm talking about. See, now I know y'all really coming. You gonna come as a knight. Good job. Yep. You gonna be a pirate from the Caribbean. Come on now. They about to be like, see, we knew she was crazy and all her friends too. Yep, crazy for the Lord. You gonna come on out. Good job. We need somebody to be Thor. Who's gonna carry Tara for me? You know what? Yes, you can come as David Ruffin. And I hope you sing like him too when you get up there, Maury. Do a little spin or something for me. CERCA's ministry went around the world. You gotta do something like that. Hit one and make sure you got your hair slicked back and you're sweaty now. Yeah, with a good slick perm, you hit it, Maury. Make sure you got your little part right there, and then you're gonna have to. You got to do this. You gotta be sweaty though. So get your little mist so they think you're sweating and stuff. And have your shirt unbuttoned a little bit with your tie around your neck. You said I'm coming as a tree. Please do. Now the repast is where I'll be sweating, frying chicken, green beans, and ooh, yes. I'm going to come as Mr. Clark, Code Red. Yes, baby. And make sure you have your thing, preacher. You got to have you got to have this. And have your keys. I was thinking about Thor. Auntie, you can be Thor because it's a Thor girl. It's a Thor girl. So you could definitely be there, Auntie. Yeah. Yes, please do. Yeah, please do. You said I'll be in the back rolling. Ah! Bet. Not in it. Well, see, we ain't having it in the church, so yeah. But go on and get that together for everybody. Just have them pre-rolled. Just go on and have them pre-rolled, girl. Just go on and get everybody together. Y'all can hand them out as the folks that's going out the door. Yep. That'll be your. You know how at weddings they give you a little gift thing when you leave. Hand them out in the little bags with them little mints on the side of them. You don't want your breath smell like nothing. Which what? The book of CERCA or the Jubilees? You either gonna be the book of CERCA or the Jubilees. You gotta be one. Listen here. And we will not be reading from the Old and New Testament. We reading the OTP and is. Oh, they said you should be the OTP queen. That'll do it. That'll do it. Now see, I almost said that'll do, pig. That'll do. But I mean that as a term of endearment. Because it makes me happy. I ain't calling you a pig, but that's what I heard in my mind. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Listen here. Yeah, I wasn't calling you a pig, but you know he was proud. Babe, yeah, he was proud of babe. He did right. He did what he was supposed to do. He led the folks. Listen, I'm going to be a piece of bacon, please do. Yep. Oink, right, because didn't he do that? He said, I got you, Dad. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Hilarious. Listen. I just want to thank y'all for being supportive. I'll be the Book of Jasher with references. Please and do. Please do. Please and thank you. You hear me? Not love. Listen here. Yeah, thank you, Pumpkin. Because I wasn't earlier. I was sick and then I was, emotional. But I'm grateful to y'all for being here with me and going through this with me and just giving me, hell no. CERCA Jehovah Witness came to my house. It was the fastest I saw a witness run. I'm trying to tell you, I used to bust their heads. They don't even knock on my door no more. They probably put a red X in the spirit. You said I'm going to wear my survival suit back. Yeah. Yes. This is the thing. I just want to tell y'all I'm grateful to y'all and thankful that I have y'all. And I'm just grateful that before she left, I got a chance to study with her and show her that her sacrifice with me and teaching me, it went around the world. And still is. There are still people that are being blessed by her ministry. So I'm grateful. You said I thank God for thankful for God sending me here. Me too. Because I know that you all have taken the seeds that you got here and you have sown them into other people's lives, whether it be buying books for people, giving people the thank you list, all of those different things. Me too, Antoinette. It's crazy because remember I told y'all about journaling? Do y'all know they had her prayer journal? And they had all her these with her scripture studies. They had them up in them, not all of them, but they took like 5 or 6 of her sermon notes that she had handwritten. And they had her prayer journal with all the people's names in it. All the people. It was tattered and worn. And she would write her prayers down in this prayer journal. And it was old and torn, but they could go back and see prayers that my grandmother wrote or people that she was praying for, that she was asking God to heal all the way back to the 50s. You imagine how many names is in that book? This is why it's important. I'm trying to tell y'all. So when I'm looking at my stuff, I didn't know she had all these things. I did not know she had all of that. And so looking around my room and knowing how many journals I got with scripture written in it and all of these old notebooks in my notebooks, it's just like, I'm telling y'all, my mind was blown today. And my mind is not blown a lot like by people most times. It was blown today. But I was the first grandbaby, so I would be with her when she was writing her sermons, and I didn't even think about that. I would be with her on the weekends and stuff. And then when she was getting ready for Bible study and stuff, I would be with her when she was researching and different things. And I just look at what I'm doing. I was like, dang, it literally was planted in me to do this. Even when I didn't know it was being planted in me to do it. So, I'm about to go. I love y'all. I might be back later. I don't know. We're going to see how we play out because I just feel, I don't know how I feel. My brother texted me, which made me feel really happy. And he said, you did a very good job on your tribute to your grandmother because she's not his grandmother. And he said, you did a very, very, thank you. I love y'all too. He said, you did a very good job on you represented your grandma well on your tribute that you did to her. And that made me excited. That made me want to cry right now because I don't get a lot of praise from my family at all. Yeah. So I love y'all. They even had my little brother introduce me. He was like, my sister ain't here, so we gonna see a video. I said, not the one that don't talk to me. Moving on. I'm happy about it all though. In all honesty, I'm so proud of my grandma. I'll see y'all later.